One moment, please. Okie dokie. Good afternoon, folks. Today is Thursday, April 7th, 2022. Welcome to the voting session of the Ways and Means Committee. We are going to start with House Bill 150, and there are amendments. The Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 150 establishes the grant program to reduce and compost waste, school waste. The Maryland Association for Environmental and Outdoor Education must review the grant applications and select recipients to be awarded the grants by the Maryland State Department of Education, which administers the program. The amendment removes the $500,000 mandated appropriation from the program. We move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay.
I move the bill as amended, Madam Chair.
Okay, any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all in favor of the bill as amended, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. House Bill 150 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 541, and there are amendments. The Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 541 requires that the Career and Technical Education Committee include representatives of skilled trade organizations and career colleges, and encompass skilled trade organizations and career colleges, and develop a list of skilled trade organization and career college programs, and share a list with guidance counselors and students. The amendment transfers the CTE committee from the Governor's Workforce Development Board to an independent unit within the Department of Labor, and no longer requires that the members of the committee be members of the board. I'll remove the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all in favor of the amendments, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay.
Ebersol? No, he doesn't have it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a few things.
All in favor of the bill as amended, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition, please say nay. House Bill 541 passes favorably as amended. I think people are getting a little silly here towards the end of the session. House Bill 547, and there are amendments. The Vice Chair. Or yes, you're right, because you're right.
Thank you, Madam
I don't say
Chair.
that too often.
This is a great bill with a great sponsor, Delegate Guyton and Delegate et al. Like them both. We will, this bill, we've seen before, requires that there be equivalent access for digital platforms and other materials that LEAs use. They must require the company to provide equivalent access, not only for non-visual people, as it says in the title, but also for all people who have special needs. The bill also, gosh, I lost another part that I wanted to say about it. The amendments. We amended the bill. There's a technical amendment on the bill because it really made it so it was only for teachers. Why, thank you, sir. And also, we made it so that the other consideration for the digital platform is that pedagogical soundness be the primary consideration when looking at the materials, that accessibility not be number one, but be among the number ones. I move the amendments.
You said
Pedagogical.
pedagogical, and everybody went.
Teacher stuff. Okay.
Okay.
We use the word pedagogical, or you can pronounce it either way. In the bill, I want you to know. But yeah, there you go.
Spell it.
Pedagogical.
Show off.
No.
I know. Sounds good to me.
It was like as a math teacher, kids would ask you add up numbers. What's 111 plus 250,000? Well, it's 36,722. Right? They would say, that's great. Thank you.
Okay. All in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition, please say nay. Okay, motion on the bill?
Move the bill as amended. Hopefully, the sponsor will be able to second it.
Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all in favor of the bill as amended, please signify by saying aye. Any opposition, please say nay. House Bill 547 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 1399, the Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 1399 is a local Anne Arundel County delegation bill. It increases the members' salaries by $10,000, so they get a $10,000 increase, unlike you all here. I move the bill.
Any discussion on the bill? Yes, Delegate Boatler.
Thank you. Does this also, do they have a student member?
They do.
And will they get this $10,000 increase?
No, they will not.
They will not.
They will not.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion on the bill? Delegate Rose.
What was the delegation, do we know what the delegation vote was on this bill?
Give me 1 second, Delegate.
Sorry, it just occurred to me.
None of my papers say there's a delegation vote on it, so I don't have that number for you, Delegate.
Oh, okay, did they submit a letter, though?
They did submit a letter.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed, please say nay. House Bill 1399 passes as favorable. Senate Bill 101, Delegate Wilkins.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Senate Bill 101, Election Law Contested Elections. This is the cross-file of a bill that we previously passed. As a reminder, it allows for a government-funded recount when the margin of victory is 0.25% rather than 0.1%. That's the main provision, at least. One critical provision that we did keep in the Senate version that is different than how we passed it in the House is that we are keeping a provision that if the margin of victory is greater than 5%, that a recount would not be permitted, whether the candidate or petitioner pays for it or not. I move the bill, SB 101.
Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick roll call here, Pat. Okay, so this is on the favorable, the Vice Chair. Yes. Delegate Attar. Delegate Barnes. Delegate Boatler. Delegate Branch. Delegate Buckle. Delegate Charles is excused. Delegate Ebersol. Yes. Delegate Feldmark. Yes. Delegate Griffith. Delegate Guyton. Delegate Hartman. Delegate Hornberger. Delegate Ivy. Yes. Delegate Jones. Yes. Delegate Lasanti. Delegate Long. Delegate Lukey. Yes. Delegate Plakovich Carr. Yes. Delegate Patterson. Yes. Delegate Rose. No. Delegate Wilkins.
Yes.
Senate Bill 101 passes as favorable. Senate Bill 121, and there are amendments. Delegate Lukey? No? What is this? Oh, Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a bill that came over from the Senate as we have the House cross-file that we moved out. We moved to not concur on the floor. We removed the 1.25 million out of this bill, and so we're putting it in that same posture. We're secondary on this bill from ENT, and I believe they moved it, so we're just putting it in the same posture as the Senate, as the House bill that we moved. I moved the amendments.
Is there any discussion on the amendments? Okay, motion on the bill?
I moved the bill as amended.
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
I'm
you guys
sorry.
said, yeah.
All in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, now motion on the bill.
I moved the bill as amended.
Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition, please say no. Okay, thank you. Senate Bill 121 passes favorably as amended. Senate Bill 163, and there are amendments. Delegate Wilkins.
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair. Now that my mic is on. Senate Bill 163, Election Law, Ballots, Processing, and Reporting Procedures. In summary, this bill allows absentee ballots to be canvassed starting 8 business days before early voting. It also requires a local board of election to contact a voter who fails to sign the oath, also known as ballot curing. It requires that early absentee and provisional votes be reported by precinct. We did make a number of amendments to this bill. The first amendment requires that a local board of elections must contact a voter who fails to sign the oath promptly after receiving the ballot in order to obtain the voter's signature so that that ballot curing happens timely. Amendment number 2 prohibits a local board of elections from tabulating the absentee ballot vote totals before polls close on election day. Amendment number 3 delays the option for a voter to use a mobile telephone, text message, or online portal to provide a missing signature until June 1st, 2023. Amendment number 4 requires that when more than one ballot is received in separate envelopes from the same individual, a local board must count the first ballot that is determined to be legally sufficient. Amendment number 5 allows a local board of elections to tabulate absentee ballot vote totals before election day only during the 2022 statewide primary election. I move the subcommittee amendments.
Any discussion on the amendments? Delegate Griffith.
Madam Chair, thanks, Madam Chair. My concern with the bill is the same as previous. As we unpacked in our subcommittee, in 2018, we only had about 53 cases statewide that we know of where an individual mailed in a ballot and then showed up and contested it. In 2020, we have no clue how many times that happened because of the executive order. It was not tracked. Therefore, and after having conversations with folks, it's very likely that people voted twice because they were not required to track this. So we have no idea how many times this may happen in 2022 because mail-in balloting wasn't massively expanded until 2020. And so this is going to be the first time we're really going to see how many people are going to use the mail-in balloting. And so the concern is if someone mails in a ballot and they say, I've mailed in my ballot, and they show up to vote, no matter what happens, that original ballot's going to count. And even if they say, well, I did not mail in a ballot, I'm here to vote. All right, well, your recourse is to report to the Attorney General and be investigated. That's all fine and well, but that vote's still going to count, even if it's disputed by the individual voting in person. That original ballot will still count. So if any of us shows up to vote and says, I'm here to vote, and they tell me my vote's already been counted, it's been mailed in, and I'm like, no, it has not. I did not vote. I'm here to vote now. I'm told, tough, I'm referred to the AG's office, and that ballot is still counted. And that's why I'm opposed to these amendments in the bill. So thank you.
Delegate Wilkins.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. On the amendments and in response to the good delegate and subcommittee member, so the provision that is in question or being disputed is a bill that we passed out of the House. Delegate Feldmark's bill was added to SB 163 by amendment. So we did litigate this on the floor. And just as a reminder to everyone, right now, both ballots are thrown out. So right now, if a person ends up voting twice in this way accidentally, the Board of Elections throws out both ballots and their vote does not count at all. What we are attempting to do is, in the most fair way possible, ensure that one ballot counts. And what we're doing in this bill, which also we did under the House bill that passed separately, is to make it so that the first legally sufficient ballot that is received is the one that would count. We do not want to allow people to vote by mail and then they change their mind. They decide, oh, I want to change who I vote for governor, and show up to do a provisional ballot in person and decide to do that purposefully. We do not want to incentivize that. That is why the most fair way that we've worked with the Board of Elections to come up with that makes the most sense is for the first legally sufficient ballot to count. We did debate this already on the House floor.
Okay, Delegate Rose.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to state, I have heard repeatedly from my Board of Elections, I'm voting no because this is just another step, another thing they have to do, another thing they have to track, and they're scrambling because of redistricting, and I just can't.
Thank you. Delegate Lasanti.
Madam Chair, and I just want to make a clarification that in the scenario that my good friend and county mate provided, that if a person were to show up at the ballot in person and maybe forgot that they had already mailed their ballot or something like that, their only remedy is not a legal remedy. Their remedy is that they are handed a provisional ballot and then they can vote, so that the Board of Elections can sort through whatever concerns or whatever the real issue is, so that the real person does vote.
Thank you. Delegate Wilkins.
Final comment, just to clarify, on the amendments and on the bill, it's the local board of elections that have been driving. This bill is before us because of the local boards of elections. So I do want to be very clear that this is a bill that they have been driving and pushing. Thank you.
Thank you. Delegate Griffith.
So sorry, thank you, Madam Chair. There's one question for my good friend, the subcommittee chair. So in that scenario where if somebody mailed in a ballot and the ballot was counted, and then the individual shows up and says, I want to vote, I didn't vote, they're offered a provisional, but the ballot that was mailed in is the one that counts, correct?
Under the amendment you're asking?
Yes.
So if in your scenario, the person has mailed in a ballot and then they show up,
Or a ballot is mailed in under that person's name,
yes,
and then say I mailed in a ballot, or say a ballot arrived, whether I mailed it or not,
yes,
and then I show up to vote, and I say I did not vote, I'm still given a provisional.
yes.
But the ballot that was received first is going to count, correct?
It's likely going to be the ballot that they mailed in, which is
Correct.
likely the first legally sufficient ballot. Legally sufficient ballot.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any other comments? Okay, a roll call on Senate Bill 163, favorable as amended. Thank you for letting me use that. The Vice Chair.
Yes.
Delegate Attar. Delegate Barnes. Delegate Boatler. Delegate Branch. Delegate Buckle. Delegate Charles is excused. Delegate Ebersol. Delegate Feldmark. Delegate Griffith. We are all shocked by that. Delegate Guyton. Delegate Hartman. Delegate Hornberger. Delegate Ivy. Delegate Jones. Delegate Lasanti. Delegate Long. Delegate Lukey. Delegate Palakovich-Carr. Delegate Patterson. Delegate Rose. Delegate Wilkins. Senate Bill 163 passes favorably as amended. Thank you. Senate Bill 289, and there are amendments. Delegate Lukey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And actually, we have some committee amendments to consider and then an additional clarifying amendment to be offered in full committee.
Okay.
So I'll start with the subcommittee amendments first. This is the cross-file of legislation we passed increasing funding for the Historic Revitalization Tax Credit. As the bill passed out of the House originally, it set aside $2 million annually for the small commercial program and gradually phased in an increase to a total of $20 million in the large commercial program. In the version the Senate sent over to us, they had $4 million in small commercial and $22 immediately in large commercial. Given fiscal considerations, we talked to the Senate and reached a compromise which sets $2 million for small commercial, $20 million for large commercial, but implements that immediately rather than phasing it in under the original House version. In addition, the subcommittee adopted amendments related to the extension of the enterprise zone tax credit for certain businesses that were affected by the pandemic, and that's the issue that the additional amendment is on that I'll get to in a second. But the subcommittee adopted those two amendments, adopting our original enterprise zone language and these changes to the amounts. So I move those subcommittee amendments.
Any discussion on the subcommittee amendments? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Delegate Feldmark is no on the amendments. Okay, the amendments pass. Delegate Lukey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I have an additional amendment. It's intended to be a clarifying amendment on that enterprise zone portion. It's in your packet as Amendment 373823/1. It simply clarifies that office and retail, which were the industries particularly hard hit during the pandemic, is what the enterprise zone extension is for. So it says that the extension applies to recipients that provide both office and retail space. So I move that amendment.
Any discussion on the amendment? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, the amendment passes.
I move the bill as amended.
Okay, any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all in favor of the bill as amended, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, Senate Bill 289 passes favorably as amended. Senate Bill 314, and there are amendments. Delegate Lukey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Senate Bill 314 as amended is identical to a bill that we had previously passed out of committee and was on the floor today. The amendments simply conform it to what we did on the House bill, turning it into a grant program. Move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendment? All in favor of the amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. The amendment passes. Motion on the bill?
Move favorable.
Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor of the bill, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Senate Bill 314 passes favorably as amended. Senate Bill 478, and there are amendments. Vice Chair.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. Senate Bill 478 is a direct cross-file of House Bill 541. The amendment puts it in the same posture as House Bill 541, in which we just passed, so I move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendment? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, the amendment passes. Motion on the bill.
I move the bill as amended.
Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor of the bill, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, Senate Bill 478 passes favorably as amended. Senate Bill 510, the Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Senate Bill 510 is direct cross-file of House Bill 1399. It increases the compensation for the board members to $10,000. It does not increase the compensation for the school board member. We do have a letter from the delegation on this, supporting this legislation. Difference about this bill and difference about this bill and other bills is that this does not remove the voting rights of the student or the rights of the student in general. So I move the bill.
Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Senate Bill 510 passes as favorable. Senate Bill 597, Delegate Lukey.
Sorry, Madam Chair. Senate Bill 597 is the cross-file of the Chair's bill, creating a theatrical production tax credit. The Senate amended it to conform with the House bill before they sent it over. Move favorable. It was, and you should vote for it.
Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Senate Bill 597 passes favorably as amended. Senate Bill 617, and there are amendments. Delegate Ebersol.
Madam Chair, Senate Bill 617 is a cross-file of House Bill 547, which you heard me ramble about earlier. The amendments are going to put it in the exact same stature as 547. I can repeat them if you want, or I can just move the amendments. Move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendments?
Where shall I begin?
All in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, is motion on the bill?
Move the bill as amended.
Okay, any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposition, please say nay. Senate Bill 617 passes favorably as amended. Senate Bill 723, Delegate Lukey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Senate Bill 723 is an identical cross-file to legislation that the committee has already passed out on the clarification of the definition of digital product for the purposes of the sales and use tax. I move the bill.
Okay, any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition, please say nay. Delegate Plakovich-Carr is a no. And Senate Bill 723 passes favorably. Senate Bill 792, Delegate Patterson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This bill is identical to.
Okay, hold on.
Oops, what happened? This bill is identical to its cross-file, House Bill 942. It updates statutes governing OTBs. It updates zoning and personal requirements to better align with current practices. It also eliminates outdated references to certain required amenities and provides provides additional operating flexibility to the state's existing OTB facilities. Move favorable.
Any discussion? Delegate Buckle.
I just wanted to confirm it. We hadn't met in subcommittee, but this is identical to, I think it was Delegate Lutke's bill
It's
that
identical
we
to-
all voted for. I believe everyone in the committee voted for previously. Is that right?
It's identical to the House version of Delegate Lukey's bill. We passed it in the House, 12073.
127 to 3. Okay. I don't think any of those three of us are here, but that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Delegate Ivy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And just to clarify, this is not legislation that is establishing buffer zones between, the various license holders, correct?
No, it does not.
Okay, I hope that we can work to establish something there. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for those comments. I do too.
Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor of Senate Bill 792, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, Senate Bill 792 passes as favorable. Senate Bill 831, and there are amendments, and we are secondary on this. We're secondary on this? Okay. So appropriations has passed this. The Vice Chair? Oh, I see.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Senate Bill 831 provides a $500 bonus to each education support professional in fiscal year 2024. The Maryland State Department of Education must collect data from each local board on a number of education support professionals in each county and report the data as specified. The amendment just conforms this bill to the House version, which is House Bill 1349, that this committee already passed. I move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Okay,
Move the bill as amended.
Madam Chair,
yes?
if I make a comment.
Delegate
This
Ebersol?
is a great bill, and I'm glad we're voting for it. I hope in the future that we can look for ways to make more permanent salary increases for education support personnel. Thank you.
Any other comments on the bill as amended?
Just to clarify, we are primary on the bill. Appropriations is secondary on the bill.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, roll call. The Vice Chair?
Yes.
Delegate Attar? Delegate Barnes? Delegate Boatler? Delegate Branch? Delegate Buckle? Delegate Charles is excused. Delegate Ebersol? Delegate Feldmark? Delegate Griffith? Delegate Guyton? Delegate Hartman? Delegate Hornberger? Delegate Ivy? Delegate Jones? Delegate Lasanti? Delegate Long? Delegate Lukey? Delegate Plakovich-Carr? Delegate Patterson? Delegate Rose? Delegate Wilkins? And the chair votes yes. Senate Bill 831 passes favorably as amended. Senate Bill 920, and there are amendments. Delegate Ebersol.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This bill expands access to child care scholarship program. It eliminates co-pays for individuals who receive certain income-based support. It also deals with presumptive eligibility for people who are applying to get the child care scholarship. In addition to that, eliminates a requirement individuals seek child support before participating in the program, and also requires payments be made to MSDE from the Comptroller's Office in a timely manner. The amendments allow the families to receive the presumptive eligibility, but that would begin instead of 2022, in 2023. The State Department indicated concerns, and so it also requires the State Department to do a study on the payments of this and what it might cost. Move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, is there a motion on the bill as amended?
Move the bill as amended.
Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, Senate Bill 920 passes favorably as amended. There are two bills that we are going to vote on that were just added by me to this list as I walked in here. So they're not on your list. Senate Bill 951 we will start with, and the Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Senate Bill 951 is a cross-file of House Bill 515, in which we passed out of here. This, as you remember, this is the bill dealing with student athletes and uniform modifications for modesty. We're putting it in the same posture with the amendment that's in front of you. The amendment is technical. I asked that we move the amendment. Oh, there's no amendment. Oh, it's already in the same posture as the Senate, as the House bill. So we moved the amendment. We moved the bill, excuse me.
Any discussion on the bill? Yep, Delegate Boatler?
Yeah, could the vice chair explain to me again what this bill does?
I'm gonna ask Alistair to do that.
Oh, okay.
So this bill would require that at the student's expense for students engaged in athletic activities at the high school level, the community college level, and the four-year college level, that they be allowed to modify their uniforms in particular ways to meet their own notions of modesty or their religious notions of modesty. They can't do so in a way that would make their uniforms unsafe to them or anyone else, and they have to follow either the colors of the uniform or black and white.
Okay, thank you.
Delegate Hartman?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Isn't it also true the administration can't challenge, other than for safety issues, the modifications to the uniform?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Delegate, oh, I thought I saw Delegate Lasanti. No? Okay. Any other discussion on the bill? Okay, I'm going to do a roll call. Roll call on the favorable for Senate Bill 951, the Vice Chair.
Yes.
Delegate Attar, Delegate Barnes, Delegate Boatler, Delegate Branch, Delegate Buckle, Delegate Charles is excused, Delegate Ebersol,
Yes.
Delegate Feldmark, Delegate Griffith, Delegate Guyton, Delegate Hartman, Delegate Hornberger, Delegate Ivy, Delegate Jones, Delegate Lasanti, Delegate Long, Delegate Lukey, Delegate Plakovich-Carr, Delegate Patterson, Delegate Rose, Delegate Wilkins, and the chair votes yes. Senate Bill 951 passes as favorable. The next bill that is not on your list is Senate Bill 638, and this one has an amendment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Senate Bill 638 is the cross-file of House Bill 836. The amendments before you is technical. What this bill does is require there to be emergency action plans, but also that there's some slight training for some of the staff on campus for these athletic activities. I move the technical amendment.
Any discussion on the technical amendment? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, motion on the bill is
I
amended.
move the bill as amended.
Okay, any discussion on the bill as amended? Delegate Boatler.
Yes, Madam Chair, could I get an explanation again of what this bill does?
Alistair.
Yes, sir. So this bill requires in public high schools and middle schools that there be certain safety protocols that are taken into account. Each public high school and middle school for their athletic programs has to develop a safety plan that's site-specific that includes provisions for the use of automatic defibrillators, the use of cooling systems, and the plan must be posted on the school's website, and the plan must involve training for the coaching staff, and someone who's trained must be at every event.
Is this the bill where they gotta have, like, for the football teams or the baseball teams, they have to have like a thing of water there, like a pool of water to cool them off or something like that if they get overheated?
They just have to develop a safety plan for the, I'm over here, Delegate. They just have to create a safety plan for the school and for that activity on campus.
And that used to be in the bill, but it was struck in the Senate amendments and in the.
Oh, okay, that was taken out of it. Okay, thank you.
Delegate Hartman?
Wasn't there also a requirement for a defibrillator originally for each activity going on, and then, so where does that stand now as far as the requirement for?
I think that's gone out of the bill now.
That's gone as well?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, Senate Bill 638 passes as favorable. We have two concurrences. First, House Bill 809, Delegate Barnes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The bill requires SDOT to process an application for property tax exemption for a disabled veteran or surviving spouse before the individual purchases a home. Move to concur with the Senate amendment.
Any discussion on the motion to concur? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition, please say nay. The concurrence passes. House Bill 1186, Delegate Barnes.
All right, the bill allows government to provide a property tax credit to elderly veterans or surviving spouses for a minimum of 10 years instead of 5 years. The amendment allows local governments to determine the amount and duration of the tax credit for elderly veterans and surviving spouses. Move to concur with the Senate amendment.
Any discussion on the motion to concur? Delegate Plakovich-Carr?
I think this was the bill we'd put a maximum assessed value for the home onto. Is that still in the bill?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Delegate Ivey?
And to clarify, that the maximum value is $650,000 at the point of sale, correct?
That's correct.
Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor of the concurrence, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. The concurrence passes. Delegate Lukey?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just, point of personal privilege, which I know matters to a lot of people in the room, but the Senate of the United States just finished their vote on the confirmation of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, and she was confirmed as the next Associate Justice of the Supreme Court.
Do we have any announcements? Delegate Ebersol?
Thanks, Madam Chair. We're going to meet in person, early childhood. Just hang around. I think we'll group around up here and we'll see if we can get a computer set so people can watch us. It's a beta test. We'll see what happens.
Vice Chair?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair. The Education Subcommittee will meet directly after the baby education meets.
Not the
Thank
baby
you.
education. Delegate Wilkins?
Madam Chair, I just would like to thank the members of the Election Law Subcommittee for all of their hard work. And as you can see today, thorough debate on our bills. We had lots of bipartisan bills, and thank you guys for your efforts, your contributions, and we are done, I
Oh,
think.
yay. Great job, guys.
Famous
Delegate
last
Lukey?
words. The Revenue Subcommittee will meet again today at 4 p.m. to talk more about more jobs.
And did you have questions? Delegate Rose?
Baby sub, one easy bill, one we describe, probably 15 minutes.
Any other comments? Okay, everybody, you have a comment? Everybody just sit tight till we are off the air here.